we can see a lot of the guys have jitters. I know we're all antsy around. We're excited. This is what we came to Georgia for. SEC to open up like this is amazing. It's thrilling. But we still have to stay composed. We still have to follow our game plan and stay true to ourselves and just play Georgia football.
Colbie had 7 receptions on Saturday. How would you evaluate how you played, and what's it been like building that rapport with Gunner just through the entire offseason?
Yeah, it's a great opportunity, just making plays for Gunner, keeping his confidence up, just catching every pass that comes our way. We look at our receiver room so deeply, we never know when somebody else can show off. We have so many great talents in that room, so just getting the opportunity and taking advantage of it is a blessing.
Last year you dealt with a legal situation and then obviously a suspension. What did you learn from that process?
Just being grateful in my situation that I'm in. I'm blessed to be here. I'm blessed to be around the teammates that I have. We talk about connection every day, and I really saw it when I was out for that moment. I had a blessing of teammates just reaching out to me, making sure I was good every day, and I love them for that every day.
Yeah, Kirby was saying the team takes on your energy, takes on your enthusiasm. Just what do you attribute that to, especially in the receiver room as a guy that's going into his second year here?
Just staying positive, We're going to face adversity. We're not going to be perfect every day, but just remembering that we're one of the best units on this team, and keeping these guys, like I've seen people make plays every day in that room, and just telling them that you're one of the best that I've ever seen play. So keep staying positive and keep doing what you do.
Kirby also said that you know what you're fighting for this season. Can you share a little bit about what that is?
Oh, yeah, this is my last year. I'm blessed to be here for another year, and I'm just taking it as a positive blessing that I've seen what it can be like, and I'm just excited to be here and play football, the game I love.
Yeah, Colbie had 7 catches Saturday, but I want you to talk me through one that might have gotten away on the fade ball there. Talk me through that. And what your thought process is when you get there inside the 5. The offense is down there. You're wanting the ball. Talk me through your fade ball process, if you will.
Yeah, I get a good release on the DB. I got to go make that play. Gunner gave me a great ball, great timing, everything. That's everything we worked on, and just I get down with that.
To your left, Colbie, two-parter. One, how many times do you think you'll hear Rocky Top this week in practice, and is it kind of burning in your head? And 2, the communication with your quarterback in a hostile environment. What's the key right there?
Gunner has a great voice. He's very vocal, very loud, so we hear him in the huddle. He's very confident in his calls and his checks, so we're very confident we'll be good under pressure. Coach Smart does an amazing job making it loud and making it uncomfortable on Tuesday, Wednesday, every day in practice. He's going to get after us on the mic and all that, so we're excited, but I feel like practice is going to be harder, so we'll be great. I haven't really heard that song yet, but I played at Miami and we asked to listen to the Florida State song, so I feel like I'll be good.
Colbie, after 2 games, the running game has kind of been pretty consistent. What do you think about the passing game so far? Are you guys kind of where you are, or what areas can you guys get better at?
Yeah, I think we're doing good. We're making catches. We're not really dropping anything. And we have a dominant O-line and a dominant running game, so when we got defenses not trying to allow the deep ball and they're just going to give us the run, we're going to insert our dominance on the running game. And we have some great backs as Nate and Chauncey and even Dwight. Let them go to work, and when they play up, and we'll take our shots when we can. But until then, we got to stay patient, stay focused, run our routes, and be great.
Yeah, it seemed like a few of your catches the other day were, catch it at the line and on the RPOs, and it's all after the catch. How much have you worked on improving that run after the catch, yards after catch skill set heading into the season?
Yeah, Coach Coley talks about changing the game. We got to break one of those. We got to be great. If you want to play at the next level, show why you can play at the next level. I can't just be a fade ball guy. I got to show if you dump it down underneath, I'm going to get the dirty yards and get what we need.
Yeah, part of the reason you're back this year is because of the Diego Pavia injunction that was granted. Just when that happened and you learned that you could possibly have another year here at Georgia, just what was sort of going through your mind, and how did that maybe energize you?
I just felt extremely blessed getting another opportunity to be with my guys. Like I said before, our team is great at just helping me be here. They welcome me back with open arms and everything, no judgment, no anything. So I love the guys for that, and that's why every day I go out and ball as much as I can.
Colbie, right up here. Throughout your career, each season has been a different quarterback that kind of played with. When you develop that rapport with Gunner, last year through the offseason, what kind of stands out about him that maybe we don't see, when he talks to us or, when we don't see it in practice? What stands out about him in developing that rapport?
He's just such a hard worker. If he misses a throw, he's like, dude, I got to get this, so let's do it again. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. He just wants to be perfect, and we always tell him, like, nobody's perfect in this world, Gunner. Like, you'll be all right. And he's like, no, I got to get it. Like, I got to do this again. So just in his confidence and his wanting to be great just instills in us to, like, we got to be better. We got to play up to his level and just keep him as confident as possible.
Question about his confidence. He said after the game he needed to work on it, and we didn't see a lot of downfield passing, mainly not enough time to see it develop. But what are you seeing in practice that you want to tell him, hey, bring that to the game?
Yeah,
We've seen it.
He's explosive in practice. I've seen him make unbelievable next level plays. He has an unbelievable arm. I like to say he's kind of like a Russell Wilson type, the way he puts the ball in the air and he just drop it in the bucket. But when we play defenses that are not allowing us to throw that, we got to make sure just don't force it. We got a great running game, and just stay confident in yourself. It's going to come eventually. We got a long season ahead, and we're going to have a successful season throwing the ball. So just stay confident it's going to come.
Colbie, you were a pretty experienced receiver by the time you got here to Georgia, but where do you feel like you were as a blocker when you first got to Georgia, and how much growth do you feel like you've had in that area of your game?
We have a thing called mod bracket every Tuesday, and we're blocking on the perimeter. So I feel like Coach Smart done a great job of, if I'm not making a block out there, he's going to make me do it again and over again. And just that repetition over and over again just helped me fit my hands better. Just practicing at that level is amazing.
Yeah, to follow up on the Tuesday thing, we always hear about Bloody Tuesdays and stuff. As a guy transferring in from another, power program, how much of a culture shock was it your first Bloody Tuesday in Athens?
Yeah, it was insane. It's everything that you think of. It's bloody, it's fast, it's physical. Guys are hitting, guys are going to the ground, and we're trying to keep each other safe. But when you hear Coach Smart on that mark peppering at you, you want to just go harder. So we're getting after each other, but we're keeping each other safe and getting better.
You guys have a noticeable jump in competition this week playing your first SEC game. Is there maybe an excitement to finally show what you guys can go out there and do against an evenly matched opponent?
Absolutely. They're a great team, and we know that. We're getting in the film room now. We're about to attack this scouting report and attack these guys. But I think we just know that if we stay true to ourselves, stay true to the game plan, we can be a very explosive offense, and we'll be successful.
I feel like I've done my job, for the kicks that I've been out there. We have a field goal, made my field goal. I feel like kickoff, I've improved a lot during the off season, so I feel like that's kind of showing right now. So I feel like during this point of the season, I've done pretty well.
To your left, how much of kicking is for you is athletic ability, and how much is it the confidence between your ears that you can make it every time?
I feel like it's a lot mental. I feel like it's a big part because you can do it off the field, like on the practice field, but doing it during a game is a big part whenever there's 90,000, 100,000 people in the stadium. I feel like that's a big part of it. So I'd go mostly mental. I mean, obviously there's the technique-wise, but it's whether you can do it or not in a game setting.
Just a quick follow-up on that. What preparations do you do to work on your mental strength? Is it coaches? Is it counselors? Is it just how do you develop that trust in yourself?
Yeah, I feel like I worked a lot with the sports psychologist, especially my freshman year. That really helped me get in the right space mentally to perform during those moments. And I feel like during practice, sometimes I feel more pressure during practice when Coach Smart's right behind me yelling at me. So I feel like that sets you up for pretty good in the game.
Question about preparation. I'm sure that it's different kicking off turf than grass. How many different kicking shoes do you have, and at what point do you dial in on what separates maybe one field condition from another? What are some of the things other than which way the wind's blowing in the turf that you might look at from stadium to stadium?
Yeah, I feel like there's different, whenever you get out there right before pregame walk, I kind of walk around the whole field, just get used to, some of them are more curved surfaces. Your footing, whether it rained or something, sometimes you have to plant lighter on your plant foot. So I feel like that's really important to figure out pregame while you're kicking, getting used to all the surfaces.
Kind of going back to mindset, what's it like for you kicking in a road environment, which you very well maybe kicking a field goal on Saturday, just handling the crowd noise and just being able to go out there and execute?
Yeah, I feel like, funny enough, I actually like playing away more because I feel like the crowd's more involved and they're actually yelling. Whenever you're at home, like nobody's yelling or anything, so I enjoy the pressure of it. It's fun. It gets my adrenaline up. It's probably the funnest part of the game for me is for those big field goals. So it's kind of something I work towards, and I really love playing in those environments in a way.
Georgia's got some pretty good win streaks against annual opponents. Is it important to not only beat Tennessee, but to beat them to keep that going for Georgia? Yeah,
I feel like it's important every game. It's important to win. We try to go win out there, but especially those big ones. I feel like it's really big for those, especially Tennessee. I mean, that's always been one of our big rivals. We've gone out there and performed the past few years, but keeping that standard going throughout the years and building up a good record against them.
Peyton, you said Coach Smart is yelling at you whenever you're getting ready to do kicks in practice. What kind of things is he saying to you?
That I better make it. Basically, I mean, he tries to put some pressure on me. Kind of just sometimes he tries to get in my way, throw my focus off. But, just kicking through those things get you better. I mean, whenever there's 100,000 people yelling at you, it's probably a little bit louder than Coach Smart yelling at me.
To kind of follow up on that, like how does Colbie try to simulate the pressure of a potential game-winning kick in a game in practice? Is there stuff on the line? How does he simulate the pressure in practice?
Yeah, sometimes he'll put some running on the line, different ways to do it. He's pretty good at figuring out different ways to put pressure on me during games and during practices and things like that to work on game-type environments for that. He'll turn up the crowd noise, So just kind of working on that through different techniques, basically.
I know there are obviously a lot of factors that determine this, but what is sort of the range where you feel comfortable attempting a field goal? I know Cam Little for the Jaguars made a 70-yarder back in August.
Yeah, that kick was crazy. But I feel like during the games, it kind of just depends on the surface, playing inside, outside, where's the wind going. Usually from about 60 and in, I feel pretty good during a game. 55's like all the time pretty much. So I feel like it's not as much as how far back you can go. It's how many times you can make that kick from back there and how comfortable you are actually making it, because everybody can hit a one-off ball that goes in from super far, but it's just the comfortability from that range.
It's Tennessee week, and you're from Louisiana. Are you named after Peyton Manning?
No, I'm not. I'm not, no.
I know with quarterbacks and different skill players, we might say, oh, this person's comp is that, like, when as a kicker, do you have someone that you model after or that you watch and you say, that's what I really like, that's someone that I think, kind of has it all?
Yeah, I feel like it's more of a thing of a bunch of kickers and, like, certain traits that they all have, like the longevity, the long kicks. There's certain aspects, but I feel like the most important is how do you perform in a game. Because I feel like there's a lot of kickers who can make big kicks, long kicks, but it's how often can you do that. And I feel like the guys who have been in the leagues for a long time, Harrison Butker, Justin Tucker, those types of guys are people that you look up to just for how good they were over a long period of time.
Yeah, how would you assess how Gunnar Stockton has done as a holder and helping in that regard so far?
I feel like he's really improved. We've worked on it a lot. He cares about it, which is, as a starting quarterback, it's kind of on the back burner, but he really cares about it. He works hard on it for me because me and him are good friends. So him putting in the time and effort means a lot to me because it helps me a lot whenever I can feel comfortable with him. So just getting in all that work, we become really comfortable with each other.
We had a chance during fall camp to talk to Coach Benedict for the first time. Just what has his influence been like for you in special teams and what he brings to his role?
Yeah, I feel like he holds us to a very high standard. It's kind of been a standard for a long time at Georgia to have good specialists, but he really harps on that of keeping a standard and being elite at all times. He, whenever we need it, he'll get on to us, but whenever we're doing our own thing, he kind of lets us do our own thing. And I feel like it really creates an environment where we can hold a standard of excellence in our room.
everybody talks about the pressure on the kicker, but if the other two guys are not doing their job, do you ever talk to them about the moment? Is Kirby trying to get on those guys as well? Because without the hold, without the snap, it doesn't make a difference, where the ball is for you.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they understand the pressure of it and the gravity of the moments whenever it happened. We work a lot on it. I feel like Bo, really, really good snapper. I mean, he's incredible. Gunner's a really, really good holder. So I feel like they understand those moments and how much it means to me, but not just to me, but to them as well.
You mentioned talking with the sports psychiatrist, especially your freshman year. How did that come about?
I feel like everybody, whenever you've played in front of 1,000 people back home in high school and you come to 90,000, it's a big difference. And kind of talking through all those different stages throughout a game, whenever you're not kicking, whenever you're on the field, right before you go on the field, I feel like it's important for everybody to talk through those things and kind of get little pointers on that, which really helped me early in my career.